Hello, and welcome to another shadowing practice session. I'm glad you're here. Today, we'll practice the past continuous through realistic situations from the corporate world, including financial management, leadership, teamwork, meetings, and project management. Your goal is not to translate every sentence. Instead, focus on listening carefully and repeating immediately after the speaker. Try to copy the pronunciation, rhythm, stress, and natural intonation. Don't worry if you miss a few words at first. That's completely normal. With every repetition, your listening and speaking skills will become stronger and more natural. Take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin. The finance team was reviewing monthly expenses. The finance team was reviewing monthly expenses. Our manager was preparing tomorrow's budget presentation. Our manager was preparing tomorrow's budget presentation. They weren't discussing the project risks yesterday. They weren't discussing the project risks yesterday. The project manager was leading today's planning meeting. The project manager was leading today's planning meeting. Weren't they approving the purchase requests yesterday? Weren't they approving the purchase requests yesterday? Was your supervisor checking the financial reports? Was your supervisor checking the financial reports? We were improving internal communication every week. We were improving internal communication every week. She wasn't following the approved project schedule. She wasn't following the approved project schedule. Why weren't you attending yesterday's leadership workshop? Why weren't you attending yesterday's leadership workshop? Why was the accountant updating those invoices? Why was the accountant updating those invoices? The directors were evaluating strategic investment opportunities. The directors were evaluating strategic investment opportunities. Were the analysts comparing quarterly financial results? Were the analysts comparing quarterly financial results? Our team was solving complex operational problems. Our team was solving complex operational problems. He wasn't reviewing the supplier payment schedule. He wasn't reviewing the supplier payment schedule. Was everyone supporting the new implementation strategy? Was everyone supporting the new implementation strategy? Weren't the stakeholders requesting additional project updates? Weren't the stakeholders requesting additional project updates? The controller was monitoring daily cash flow. The controller was monitoring daily cash flow. They were organizing documents before the audit. They were organizing documents before the audit. The department wasn't meeting expected performance targets. The department wasn't meeting expected performance targets. Was your colleague negotiating better contract conditions? Was your colleague negotiating better contract conditions? Why was the client requesting another project meeting? Why was the client requesting another project meeting? Weren't we discussing resource allocation this morning? Weren't we discussing resource allocation this morning? The consultants were documenting every business requirement. The consultants were documenting every business requirement. She was coordinating multiple international project teams. She was coordinating multiple international project teams. They weren't sharing critical project information regularly. They weren't sharing critical project information regularly. Were investors analyzing the financial performance carefully? Were investors analyzing the financial performance carefully? Why were employees requesting additional technical training? Why were employees requesting additional technical training? Wasn't the committee reviewing compliance documentation yesterday? Wasn't the committee reviewing compliance documentation yesterday? The engineers were resolving important system issues. The engineers were resolving important system issues. We were supporting difficult organizational changes together. We were supporting difficult organizational changes together. He wasn't explaining the financial forecast clearly. He wasn't explaining the financial forecast clearly. Were managers encouraging stronger team collaboration daily? Were managers encouraging stronger team collaboration daily? Why weren't suppliers delivering requested materials yesterday? Why weren't suppliers delivering requested materials yesterday? The executives were discussing long-term business strategies. The executives were discussing long-term business strategies. Our specialists were validating critical project deliverables. Our specialists were validating critical project deliverables. She wasn't approving unnecessary operational expenses anymore. She wasn't approving unnecessary operational expenses anymore. Was the leadership team celebrating recent project milestones? Was the leadership team celebrating recent project milestones? Weren't customers reporting better service experiences recently? Weren't customers reporting better service experiences recently? The procurement team was reducing purchasing costs. The procurement team was reducing purchasing costs. Everyone was contributing valuable ideas during meetings. Everyone was contributing valuable ideas during meetings. The auditors weren't finding significant compliance problems. The auditors weren't finding significant compliance problems. Were you preparing next month's financial forecast? Were you preparing next month's financial forecast? Why was the project sponsor requesting changes? Why was the project sponsor requesting changes? Wasn't your department improving operational efficiency consistently? Wasn't your department improving operational efficiency consistently? The business analysts were mapping critical processes. The business analysts were mapping critical processes. We were managing unexpected project risks successfully. We were managing unexpected project risks successfully. They weren't responding to urgent client requests. They weren't responding to urgent client requests. Was the finance director approving additional investments? Was the finance director approving additional investments? Why weren't managers recognizing employee achievements regularly? Why weren't managers recognizing employee achievements regularly? Everyone was building stronger professional relationships together. Everyone was building stronger professional relationships together. Congratulations on completing today's shadowing practice. Every session you finish is another step toward speaking English with greater confidence, clarity, and fluency. Remember that fluency doesn't come from talent. It comes from consistent practice. Small daily improvements lead to remarkable long-term results. If you found this lesson helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more content to help English learners around the world. Thank you for practicing with us today. Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep moving forward. See you in the next episode.